So I still can't figure out why Dr. Cox tore me a new one today.
Oh, man, enough already. He's a jerk.
He's a jerk.
He's a jerk. He's a jerk.
You're a jerk.
He's just Dr. Cox. He's always like that.
22 years after it first aired, Scrubs' most devastating episode, My Screw Up in Season 3, Episode 14, is still powerful to watch. It is remembered for its unexpected final twist inspired by M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense, and for the emotional vulnerability shown by both JD, played by Zach Braff, and Dr. Perry Cox, John C. McGinley. It also helps that Brendan Fraser's performance as Ben is so lovable. My Screw Up follows Ben Sullivan, played by Brendan Fraser. He is a carpenter and passionate photographer, the older brother of Jordan, who's played by Krista Miller, and Danny, Tara Reid. He is Dr. Cox's brother-in-law and best friend. Unlike his sarcastic sisters, Ben is laid back, silly, and warm. He brings out a version of Cox that no one else can access, much to JD's fascination. Around Ben, Cox smiles and softens without realizing it, and as an audience, we want to see more of this.
Time for a bold move.
Brendan Fraser's Ben was one of the best guest roles on Scrubs. Ben was first introduced in Season 1's My Occurrence and My Hero, where he was diagnosed with leukemia. That storyline explored denial through JD, who briefly fantasized that Ben had been misdiagnosed. The sad reality of Ben's prognosis was that he only had a 30% chance of survival, a statistic that Dr. Cox could not face. It was JD who ultimately pushed Cox to show up for his best friend instead of retreating home in denial. Thankfully, Ben went into remission and left for a 2-year World Leukemia tour, returning in My Screw Up to attend his nephew Jack's birthday. When Ben walks back into Sacred Heart, Dr. Cox is irritated that his friend did not see a single doctor during those 2 years abroad. Cox leaves Ben in JD's care while he finalizes plans for Jack's party. 20 minutes later, Ben goes into cardiac arrest and dies under JD's watch. That's what we're told, but the episode doesn't let us believe it for long. Instead, Scrubs constructs one of sitcom's most effective misdirections. Ben continues to appear throughout the episode, joking with Cox, teasing him about patience, and offering his perspective. He is clearly alive and present. Scrubs is famous for JD's elaborate fantasy sequences. It would not be unreasonable to assume that the apparent death is just another daydream, a worst-case scenario imagined and then dismissed. What makes the structure so devastating is that this time the denial belongs to Dr. Cox. He blames JD for Ben's death and sends him home. He refuses to leave the hospital for 3 days, determined that no one else will die on his watch. Ben appears at his side, gently arguing that the situation was not JD's fault.
I especially love the shelf filled with personal photos of your friends and family.
Okay, if he comes at you, just try and roll out the door.
There are subtle signs Ben has died in Scrubs' My Screw Up, before it's confirmed. When you watch My Screw Up for a second time, subtle clues are there that Ben is no longer alive. He does not carry his camera, something that he vowed earlier in the episode to do until the day he dies. He wears the same clothes for 3 days straight. He also interacts with no one else other than Perry. When Cox jokes that he does not attend parties where the guest of honor has no idea what is going on, the line shifts from a throwaway joke about a young child to a grim comment on funerals. Still, the episode's tone encourages us to believe all is well. The episode finally reveals the truth when JD and Cox arrive at what we are led to believe is young Jack's birthday party. The hospital staff members are all dressed in black suits. Cox seems confused but distracted, still rambling about Ben. He asks where his friend is, and Zach Braff delivers the most devastating JD line of the entire series: "Where do you think we are?" The camera pulls back to reveal gravestones. It's not Jack's birthday, it's Ben's funeral. In that moment, we're left replaying and trying to understand all the scenes that come before. We understand that Ben is a manifestation of Cox's refusal to accept the loss of his best friend. The episode is a homage to The Sixth Sense, from series creator Bill Lawrence. Like Bruce Willis's character in the film, Ben has been present but unseen, acknowledged by no one except the one person that cannot let him go. The final image of Dr. Cox uncharacteristically breaking down, surrounded by colleagues who move to comfort him, still lands tragically, because it is so out of character. For 3 seasons, Cox has been the show's strongest anchor. He is JD's mentor, who shields himself with sarcasm and experience. Watching him cry strips away that persona and reveals that there is a vulnerable side to him as well. My Screw Up was nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Writing in a Comedy Series and currently holds a top 9.7 rating on IMDb. Perhaps more importantly, it has become the one episode people reminisce about the most from Scrubs. Few sitcoms have executed a twist like this, and when you combine that with the sight of Dr. Cox being severely out of character, you realise why My Screw Up has endured all those years.